We shall continue in our studies in Romans chapter 12. I ask that you turn to Romans 12, and for our discussion, we will focus on verse number 9. As you think about Romans chapter 12 and verse 9, I want you to also think about people that you might admire, someone you look up to, someone that you really appreciate, someone that you just value. I can almost assure you it has nothing to do with how many letters they have behind their name. It has nothing to do with how big their house is or what type of car they drive. Probably has nothing to do with how much money they have. What you admire about a person almost certainly is that you like their character. You just like who they are. I want you to think about something that people tell their children when they're young. I want you to grow up to be anything you want to be. You can be the president, you can be a banker, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer. Do people ever tell their children, I just want you to grow up to be a good person? Not saying that people don't want that, but sometimes we fail to remember the importance of encouraging good character. So even if you're not a doctor, if you're a garbage collector, I just want you to be a good person. I want you to think about when we think of improving ourselves, especially at a time of year where people make resolutions or sign up for membership at a gym because they want to lose weight, or they want to go back to school, or they want to fit into an outfit they used to be able to wear. But do we ever think about, I just want to be a better person? Character is so important. As we look at Romans chapter 12 and verse 9, that is certainly the subject here, is our character. It says, let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. If we look at each of these phrases, let love be without dissimulation, that's not a word that we use in our everyday conversation. Dissimulation, it simply means not to be a phony, not to have pretenses. So the first thing that we want to understand about good spiritual character, at least according to this verse, is to be a sincere person. Be genuine. Respect others. Now, when the Bible here talks about love, we have to also understand that love is not always about the flowery, rosy experiences of life. Sometimes in love, you have to forgive people. Sometimes you have to be long-suffering, but be sincere about it. Second thing, abhor that which is evil. Again, a word we don't use often, abhor. That means to hate or despise. Yes, God is telling us He wants hatred in our hearts, but not hatred for people, hatred for evil. To hate what is evil. So the second spiritual trait here is just that, being spiritual. Not just being sincere, but being spiritual. Abhorring that which is evil means that we cannot minimize evil. Sometimes we look at things that are evil and we just minimize it and it's no big deal. For example, you can take a song that has lyrics or words that are certainly things that God wouldn't be pleased with, and we say, well, I just love the beat. We're supposed to abhor or hate that which is evil. In entertainment, sometimes we see things that are evil in nature. And we have to be careful that we don't let the devil cause us to lose any sense of right or wrong or regard for right and wrong because we're minimizing it. The third phrase is cleave to that which is good. He wants us to be sincere. He wants us to be spiritual. But then we have to stick to things that are good, that are right. In other words, we have to have good choices. We have to make sure that we don't allow ourselves to be infected and affected by toxic thinking and toxic friends. We have to really focus on doing what's right and go after it, pursue it with all that we can. Character means more than how much money you save, how much square footage in your house, or how expensive your car is. Character is who you are when you are alone in the dark, and it's who you are when you are held up and examined in the light. And while we admire others because of their character, let's make sure that we focus on having good character because we serve the God who teaches us to be sincere, to be spiritual, and to stick to what is right. This has been another installment of A Few Minutes with the Minister.